Hello and welcome to a Very Explosion Network Christmas, our podcast dedicated to the merry ship holidays, the festive season with films about Santa, snow, or being left home alone, the time of year we all come together and argue about what Jesus has to do with eggs. I'm your host, Ashley Hobley, and joining me today to help my grow my heart 3 sizes of Christmas cheer is Dylan Blight.
No, Freddy, no!
Yeah, even the Sandman has nightmares.
Yeah, Freddy Krueger, officially part of the Santa Claus universe, yeah.
I mean, he could be dreaming about anybody, so...
No, definitely Freddy Krueger.
It doesn't make Freddy Krueger part of the universe, so if someone's dreamed about it, I guess.
No, I'm just saying, like,
He's just a
dreaming about it. He's part of the universe.
Whatever. On today's episode, we're talking about the latest episode of the Santa Clauses, episode 4, Miracle on Dead Creek Road. Directed by Katy Locke O'Brien, written by Katy, Colloton, and Jack Burdett. It's Easter at the North Pole. Santa and the team step in to salvage the holiday. Dylan, last episode we saw the Easter Bunny get turned into a rabbit. This week, the Santa Clauses have to save Easter. What do you think of this episode?
Yeah, I thought it was fun. I gotta be honest, there wasn't enough jokes about the first movie for this. Like, as soon as I started going to, now I gotta do this dude's job, I'm like, we're gonna have like plenty of like ribs about how this is how he got this job in the first place, and he's gonna have to become the Easter Bunny now. Or like, oh no, better not put on his carry that basket, or maybe I'll just turn into a bunny. You know, I had all these jokes coming in my head, but they didn't use any of them. Like,
yeah, there's no Easter Bunny clauses.
Apparently not.
There's no. That's because he's an immortal being. He doesn't retire or die or anything, I guess.
I don't know.
Nobody's killing the Easter Bunnies.
I don't know why. Like it is weird when you think about it. Like, so we get Sandman this episode as well, obviously. The funniest thing to me is that why is Santa Claus the one of the immortal beings or whatever they're called, the seasonal critters, the whatever their council thing's called? Why is he the only one that dies and has replacements in many versions, but all the rest of them are just
immortal?
Yeah.
Don't die.
What's up with that?
None of them do anything dangerous.
I mean, the Easter Bunny, as we find out, like literally is breaking into people's houses just the same.
Yeah, but he's a bunny. Nobody's going to do anything to a bunny.
How about the dude who's literally
he's not going up through the chimney. We don't know how he gets into the houses.
Yeah, I guess that's the...
You know?
Yeah, right.
So... But yeah, don't think any of the other ones do anything particularly dangerous.
I mean, yeah, but there's a guy literally firing arrows at people.
Not himself.
Guess so.
That's fair. But yeah, I enjoyed the episodes. You know, there's a lot of fun bits. We also get lots more Magnus Antas this episode, who's taking full advantage of his snow powers. His new Santa powers, and is saving old Chris's park from being a shithole. Completely turned that place around. Added so much value. You know, thoroughly enjoy his singing. I can't remember what the song was off the top of my head, but
But what's his face sings it later in the episode, so
he does. Yeah. So kick off the episode with them in the council. Oh, well, actually, old Noel, he's having a tough one. If he deals with too much stress, apparently he's going to explode like a blueberry in the microwave. Do you put many blueberries in the microwave?
Can't say I do.
Have you ever put a blueberry in the microwave?
Can't say I have. Maybe a blueberry pie of some sort to warm it up.
But no, that doesn't,
But not as a general thing, no.
But yeah, he's got a sensor to make sure that he doesn't explode, apparently. So, he's dealing with that stress all episode, and we get, deal with him and, missing Betty. Yeah.
What is with it? But we're like 2 episodes ago. It's been like, 4 episodes since we've seen that shot of her wandering through New York City?
You think yeah. In my mind, she would come back into the story in some way, but then it could also just be a case of there was a scheduling conflict.
Well, how fast they filmed the show, then yeah, probably.
It's like, shit, she needs to do something else. She can't be in this season. Yeah, so they all agree, to take up the role of doing Easter. Doing Easter. So all the elves making egg baskets, the little inventor dudes making all cool gadget things, including a watch that turns Santa back into regular old Calvin.
Apparently
Scott
could have done this entire time.
He could have looked normal the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
Seems like the budget was spread very thin, and they're like, we need to save money on the Santa makeup, so we're gonna make him look normal.
We're gonna use all this special effects on these Easter Bunny sparkling and weird like chroma dark figure thing, or seeing in the dark effect, whatever that was.
Yep. So all the while, Edie's trying to get them to wear cool outfits. For some reason, just desperate.
I know it was reminding me of because I've been watching so much bloody Hunger Games, 1 a week, 2 a week last week. Effie, yeah.
Yeah, trying to get them to look nice. Let me just say, that purple jacket looked good at the end. Especially with the hoodie combo. I think with the grey, looked pretty good. But yeah, in the meantime, the Sandman comes calling. Wants to check in on how Calv's training's going. Because if you remember, they said they're going to give him 3 months. It's Easter. So what, that's March, April-ish? But apparently they trick him into falling asleep, and then he's too proud to admit that he fell asleep. Just lies and said that he did watch Cal fly in the sleigh and shit. So good times. I enjoyed the gag of them slowly getting him so comfortable he fell asleep.
Yep.
I mean, and old mate Gary hearing the singing. For me.
Yeah, Gary. I heard you were having a sing song. No, the best Gary line came at the end of the
music is meant to be disruptive.
Gary, get my jetpack. Gary, don't eat food out of the trash. When's it gonna end?
Meantime, Carol and Sandra have to go look for the Easter Bunny's basket of tricks, which is a thing.
Yep, apparently.
In the lore of the Easter Bunny. Sandra, of course, she's upset that she turned the Easter Bunny into a bunny and has banned herself from using magic. So they go to the Easter Bunny's home, and Carol's plan is to help Sandra get all her anger out by destroying a bunch of shit. So they just break everything in the Easter Bunny's house. Kind of messed up. You got your guest in his home.
She literally just says he'll never notice.
You don't know. Maybe he's got a system.
Apparently not.
A messy system.
She sounded very confident in her.
Well, I think she was more confident that it would work, and then Santa would be able to clean up everything magically at the end. So
putting all her eggs in one basket.
Yes, she certainly was. She was putting all her eggs in one basket. And, it didn't work. That was, I guess blame it on somebody else.
Royally scrambled.
Royally scrambled. Of course, while all this is happening, Magnus Antas getting the park more popular, trying to create more attention, use more Santa magic to notify the North Pole that shit's happening here in America, including giving all these kids presents. Everything they want for Christmas is under their chair, including somebody had a signed photo from Guy Fieri, and somebody got a pet rock. Very happy. And I did enjoy Olga's, trying to figure out how she's going to make a trap. This will make a very good guillotine. Just a photo square thing. I don't know. Very funny. Yeah, so then they finally hop to it and go about putting all the Easter eggs out with there's Scott and Cal having Easter Bunny invisible making hats. But apparently they get the stink eggs mixed up with normal eggs, and they have to track back and fix all that. So, good times.
Yeah, I thought it was a bit of a dumb gag, to be honest.
Then, Scott decides, hey, we're going to go see Riley. Because this entire episode, Scott's been trying to deal with his emotions and having to deal with, his breakup with Riley.
Ugh, emotions.
Emotions. They get in the way of everything. Only to fall into, well, it turns out the Santa village that Magnus Antas has been at this entire time was right behind Riley's house or something. Or
Yeah,
not far.
apparently. I don't know. Yeah, when that happened, I was like, "What?
Yeah.
Hold on. Did they run there, or did they use magic to get there? Like, what was the?"
No, they ran because obviously they did that the
Yeah,
first
no,
time.
it's very weird.
It was very weird. And they confront each other for the very first time. And yeah. Scott gets hit by a fireball and they just escape.
Yeah, this fucking hits him like a Chris Jericho over here. Boom, fireball. Fucking off he went.
Yeah, and then they just fly off and that's it. End of the episode.
Was
Underwhelming.
it a yeah, I agree. I thought it was a bit underwhelming. But do you think it was like it literally was just a scratch to the shoulder fireball, or is there going to be like, oh no, he's poisoned now, or like some weird shit like that?
I think there'll probably be some weird shit. I think there'll be some repercussions to that.
Okay.
He's weakened him in some way.
Okay.
Or made a connection so he can see. Like Scott's been seeing visions of him, so maybe he'll be able to see visions of Scott and like get the inside.
I'll tell you what, they're stealing a lot from Harry Potter, weirdly. Visibility cloak, seeing visions of the villain, like.
I mean, that series didn't invent invisibility cloaks and seeing
they
visions.
They popularized it,
Some would say. Yeah. What do you think is going to happen next episode? I don't know.
Well, now everyone's on the same page. I guess now it's the like, oh, we got to go fight. I assume they're going to go have some like showdown. I think they're doing, because the thing is, if they had actually had a showdown in the North Pole, it becomes too similar to last season and too similar to a lot of the movies. But I think they're going to have the showdown in the
Santa Village.
Santa Village.
That makes sense.
Then it's like an alternate location.
Neutral. Yeah. And probably Chris is going to have to turn on Mad Santa, I assume.
Yeah, or something like that. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can have all the kids sense. Like use the powers. Maybe the daughter like helps. I don't know.
I know. Do you think Scott's going to learn what they did to Magnus Antas?
I guess.
Is he going to be upset, or is he going to be like?
Maybe what's her face comes back next episode to give the full like lowdown on
Betty.
Betty comes back to give the full lowdown. Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully.
She's back from her trip just in time to be like, oh my god, everything's gone to shit. Here, let me give you the lowdown on Magnus Antas.
Yeah. Because those elves freaked out hard.
Yeah. So.
Although I'll admit, I do love the stickhead cardboard cutout of her.
I mean, it's very funny.
It every time it just pops up.
That the part where he's like, "Where is she?" and then it just randomly appears. Yeah.
Or when they're all arguing in the room and they all just turn to it. Like, oh, that's a good idea. Let's go to a vote. Very funny. Any other final thoughts on this episode of the Santa Clauses?
No. I enjoyed it.
Do you feel like you learnt enough about Easter Bunny lore?
No, I still feel like I would have a lot to learn about Easter Bunny lore to fully appreciate and understand it.
There was like no chocolate in this episode, which I think is the weirdest thing.
No, apparently they just hand out fucking eggs. Imagine that. Like literally just fucking, yeah.
It's like, what, do they magically get filled with chocolate overnight? I don't know.
Yeah, it's very weird. So,
yeah. All right, let us know what you thought of this episode of the Santa Clauses by going to explosion.com/Twitter or jump into Discord at explosion.com/Discord. If you want to help us out here at a very Explosion Network Christmas, leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or on Podchaser, leave us 5 stars, and equally leave 5 stars, or just tell people about the show. And if you like this episode, thought it was worth $1, head over to our Ko-fi page at explosion.com/support. Thank you very much for listening. Until next time, remember, easy peasy, no blueberry squeezy.